When you start to approach these all-state etudes, the first thing I would like to look at is what is printed in the music that you need to pay attention to. So number one, dynamics and articulations. Okay, so there's a difference between a staccato eighth note and a regular eighth note. Obviously the staccato ones need a little more space and the regular ones are a little more long, and that can affect how you phrase those passages. So for example, at the beginning, the first two measures I like to think of as a little more lyrical. And then you have some staccato eighth notes that can be shorter. And then of course making sure you have enough half-hole on the G to not crack and that you vent the A to avoid cracking. Another thing that's marked in the music are phrasing or stylistic notations such as cantabile in the next section. So to me that means more vibrato and very connected. So the phrasing goes over the rest, even though there are these rests or spaces in the phrase. At measure 13, you also have graziosa, which is a little more leggere, a little lighter, like a dance. So you can think more in three or in one here almost. Yum, bum, bum, bim, bum, 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 bim. So you can almost feel like the music is dancing at this point. And then, that being said, there are points at which you have one dynamic for up to 8 measures at a time with no changes indicated. So that doesn't mean you just play mezzo forte for that entire time. You can add in slight dynamic changes or shapes to suit your musical phrasing. So for example, starting in measure 17, I like to do every 2 bars a little bit louder because the line is rising. So the first one maybe, it says mezzo forte, but I'm going to think a softer mezzo forte. And then a little more here. And then the most here. And then there's nothing marking a diminuendo there, but because the line is falling and the phrase is ending, I like to do a little bit of a diminuendo towards the end of that phrase. That being said, there's a lot of character shifts in this piece, so I would encourage you to come up with your own story or narrative or stylistic ideas for what these different characters are doing in interacting with each other, or how they are best portrayed on the bassoon, so that you can really make this fun to play and make it your own.